So it's day 5 of the self-imposed quarantine, and the local health department finally has opened up drive-through testing. So it's about an hour before testing is going to start. So my wife and I are going to go get in line to see if we can get ourselves tested for COVID-19. It's a nice day today. First time I've been outside in 4 days. So we're at the Cumberland County Health Department. There's a sign that says no video or photos to protect privacy, so I'm shooting at a very low angle so I don't catch anybody. The health department people are setting up right now, so we'll have something stuck in our noses here in a minute and see what we got. And I'm back. So we went to the drive-through testing center at the Cumberland County Health Department. Testing was supposed to start at 1:30. We arrived at about 1 o'clock, a little bit before 1. There were already people waiting in line, but they were kind of parked. And very shortly after we arrived, we actually all got in a line. So it turns out that my wife and I were second in line to get tested today. The health department wanted some basic information. The lady was fully masked, had the face shield, mask, gown, gloves. She came by and got some personal demographic information like my name, my address, email address, phone number. She also wanted to know what my symptoms were. I gave her my symptoms. And she also wanted to know if I had traveled. So gave her all this information. She also asked if I had been in contact with anybody who had had confirmed cases. So all of that was written down, and then we pulled forward to actually get the test done. Taking the sample for the test, I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it actually was. They brought out a Q-tip about that long, and they basically started here in the nose and attempted to tickle the back of my skull. Overall, it wasn't too bad, but it did trigger like a whole bunch of reactions in my nostrils of sneezing and runny nose and just all kinds of stuff. So after the test was done, I went first, and then my wife was having hers done, and while she was over there, them doing it to her, I was blowing my nose and trying to get my eyes were watering. I was crying just because it just triggered all of that reaction. But then we got ourselves cleaned up and left. All told, we were there. The testing was supposed to start at 1:30 and actually started at about 1:15, and we were out by 1:25. So quick and easy. The lady who was administering the test indicated that we would get they would call us with the results when the results came in. I asked about how long that would be. She said that that for the testing that they did when they started on Monday, they received those results back today, Wednesday. So she said it could be as quick as 2 days, but it could be as long as 5 days. I asked if the Cumberland County Health Department was using the state lab or a private lab, and she said that they were using a private lab for these tests. Now, in the state of Tennessee, COVID-19 is a reportable illness, which means that when a medical professional, like a hospital or health department or doctor's office, receives a case of COVID-19, they have to report that case on up to the Nashville into I guess a central database. And right now, the Tennessee Department of Health is publishing statistics about what counties have what numbers on their website here. Now, I believe that this website is being updated every day at 2 o'clock. And from here, we can see some demographic information like which tests are being performed where, the totals of those tests, demographics on age, but also we can see here the case count by county. And the county I live in right now is here, Cumberland County, which is reporting 3 cases. So, knowing what I know now, I'm a little uneasy about the lag time between symptoms and reporting and when that information actually makes it out to the public. Because of this, it is now almost 4 o'clock Central Time on Wednesday, March 25th. When I was at the testing center today at 1:15, the nurse was telling me that the tests that they did Monday were back. The returns had already happened to the health department today, Wednesday. And she was telling me that to let me know that my test that I took today, Wednesday, could be back as quick as Friday. However, though the number of cases in Cumberland County has remained at 2 or 3 for the last several days, I find it very unrealistic to believe that with all the testing that was done on Monday, that there weren't any new cases found, which means that the number that is currently on the website for the Tennessee Department of Health is not reflective of test results that the health department had received today. So even with the 2-day turnaround on testing, there's still a lag time from the local health departments reporting that on up to the Tennessee Department of Health, who then put it out on the website. Of course, there is absolutely nothing nefarious about this. It takes time for tests to be done, for the testing to actually happen in a laboratory, for those results to be reported back to the health department, for the person to be informed, for that information to make its way up to the state, and then the state to disseminate the information out to the public. This is just normal. And of course, what I have right now may not even be COVID 19. It could be something else entirely. So, Friday or Monday, when my test results come back in, it could come back negative, and we're still at, just a few cases here in Cumberland County. But I think the important lesson here is that even if you are trying to keep up to date on the latest number of cases in your area, don't just assume that the number on some website or the number being reported by any one entity is absolutely correct for that moment in time. I also learned an important lesson today about what it means for personal responsibility in a time of a pandemic. Like I said, my wife and I have been locked in the house for the last several days, and after we were done testing, we looked at each other and said, well, do you want to get something in a drive through window to eat, or maybe an ice cream or something like that? And we decided no, because we still don't know if we're sick with this, and we don't feel like we need to put other people at risk. So I came home and had noodles. My wife does make some good noodles.